Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I am Libby and I am an incoming second year law student at Exeter University. So I recently filmed my first year experience at Exeter. I thought I would talk about my A-level experience because this has been a very different results day to the one that I experienced, and my results day didn't necessarily go to plan, and it wasn't necessarily through fault of my own with one of my subjects. It did not go to plan for the whole year. So I will speak about that, and I'm going to also speak about just my A-level experience in general. So if you haven't got your results today, if you're just doing your A-levels, this may also be of interest to you. But before we start, I wanted to say that if you haven't got the results that you wanted, needed for university, would have been beneficial if you're not going to university to get jobs and all of that, because I believe 40% of grades were downgraded from those predicted. I really do feel for you, and the fact that you were not afforded the opportunity to take these exams, and that these results may not reflect all of the work that you put in. They may not be reflective of what you would have got if you had taken the exams. And it is extremely unjust, I think, if you are missing out on anything that you plan to do, or you haven't got the grades that you should have gotten or that you deserve. And I really do feel for you. And I wanted to reach out and say, if you want any help at all, or if your plans have changed, do feel free to get in touch with me, probably via Instagram direct message, because it's easier for us to have a chat there, and I will offer help or guidance if I can, because I really am behind you guys. I'm sure you've all seen the news, and especially if you got your results, but the results were not really based on your individual performance, and I think that is so unfair, because I know that if I had taken my A-levels this year, or if I had got my results this year, I would not be able to have gone to Exeter without sitting. I just wouldn't have been able to go. I wouldn't have got the grades. I believe I was predicted ABB or AAB, but because I knew I didn't want to go to university, I didn't really care, because I knew I didn't want to go to university that year and I wasn't going to apply until I had my results. I didn't really care what I was predicted, so it didn't really matter to me. But I know that if I had gotten my results, and if they based it on the mocks and stuff like that, and where I was in the class, I wouldn't have got the grades to go to my university. I am not trying to equate my position with you guys' position, because obviously it would have been worse for me if I had been in your position. So just to run you through the context of what I'm speaking about, if you don't already know, the results were not based particularly on your predicted grades that your teachers had sent forward. They were also based on historically how well your institution had performed, rather than your own individual merit. So if you were a really top student and no one had necessarily done as well as you before, perhaps even got an A-star, you probably, if not definitely, wouldn't have gotten that A-star from this method of calculating results. It also meant that private schools saw the highest increase in A-star and A grades, and the same pattern can be seen with an increase in C grades in state schools. So students from the poorest areas were hit the hardest with these downgrades, and as far as I know, the grades were based on a 3-year average. So if the average for the top of the class was a B and you were the top of the class, you probably would have gotten a B, even if you were more than capable of getting A or an A-star. You can see why it isn't a fair algorithm, and I believe Scotland did a very similar thing, and they have had to make a U-turn. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you guys, and I will also be looking into how I can perhaps speak to my university about accepting students from state schools, or sign petitions, use my time, etc. So let's get started about speaking about my A-level experience. So I'm going to take you all the way through sixth form to my A-level results day, just so you have a rough overview of the subjects that I took and what my sixth form experience looked like. And it was probably very different to yours if you got yours this year, because I did not have to complete my final year of sixth form during a global pandemic. I started sixth form with 4 A-levels, and I can't actually remember what they were because I changed my A-levels that many times that I had to go into the deputy head's office and be like, I promise I'm not going to change again. And then I had to stick with them. I believe I started with politics, biology, English lit and theatre, and then I changed to, I think I dropped politics and took something else, and then I dropped theatre and took something else, also took business as well, and then I ended up settling on biology, English lit, theatre and business. And we did 4. It took me a really long time to get to the actual classes that I stuck with, and the deputy head was like, you can't change again, you've got to stick with these ones now. And I was like, yeah, okay, I probably should. But I'm a very indecisive person and I didn't really want to do A-levels. As I said in my other video, I didn't like school, I didn't like sixth form. So in my school, they made us do an AS level. I think we were the last year to do it for the first year of sixth form. And all of my exams were linear, not modular, because I was in the transition phase between where they used to do exams both years, so after your first year and after your second year, and that would give you your final result, but all of mine were linear. So they were just at the end of the 2 years you were examined and that was your result. And we also did 1 AS level, which we dropped after first year, so we had a grade for the AS level. Now I ended up dropping business before I got an AS level in it because I had a lot going on in my personal life. So I decided that something that I didn't really need to go to university, didn't really need to be doing it, extra work that I didn't need to have on my plate. So I decided to drop it, and I didn't get the AS level when a lot of people in my year did get an AS level. So I ended up then just taking forward 3 A-levels for the end of my first year and the entire of my second year of A-levels. So that was biology, English literature and theatre. I used to miss a lot of classes. GCSEs I got 8 A stars and 3 A's, which is a massive shock to me. I said in my other video, like, I didn't know I was clever until I got my GCSE results. I was very, very surprised. And then for my A-levels, because of my complete lack of effort and my lack of interest, I was predicted an A in English literature, I believe it may have been a B, and I was predicted an A in theatre, and I was predicted a B in biology. And I remember my biology teacher saying to me, I predicted you a B, but I think if you work hard you could probably get an A. And I remember saying to him, I think if I work hard I can probably get an A star if I try. And he was like, okay. So yeah, I wasn't predicted the best of grades, considering I did think that I was probably able to do better than that, especially with my GCSE results. But I also didn't do any work, like I didn't really hand anything in. I didn't like sixth form, I had a lot of things going on and I just wasn't really interested. And I knew I wasn't going to apply for uni when everyone else was doing all their personal statements and stuff. Didn't even know if I was going to go to uni, but I knew if I did go to uni I would just apply during my gap year, so it didn't really matter to me what I was predicted. And during sixth form I was working like 25-30 hour weeks every week as a waiter in a restaurant, so that took up a lot of my time as well, and honestly I much preferred that to going to sixth form. Like, I really enjoyed working. So yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time doing work or anything like that. And then I remember I didn't start revising until quite late on, like I would say very late on. And then when I did start revising, I absolutely panicked and I was like, I'm never going to get all of this done because I have left this far, far too late. So I then ended up putting in 13-hour days pretty much every day. I think it was every single day leading up to exams. Like, I would get up at 8 o'clock, roll out of bed, like have some food I think, and then I would work solidly until like 10 o'clock, and then the only breaks that I would have was be to eat, which I usually just ate at the table while I was working, and to go for a wee, and that was it. And then I go to bed and wake up and work for another like 13-hour day the next day. I think I had 1 day off leading up to exams. I was intense, to say the least. I was very intense during that time. And with theatre we also had to do practical exams as well, so I had to act for that, which I think took up 40% of our grade, and the rest of it was theory. Now I did my mocks and I got an A in my theatre mock. I don't think I did that well in my English or my biology mocks, I can't remember. I think I got lower than the grades that I was predicted, but that was because I didn't revise at all. Sorry, I had to change the battery pack, so I may have moved very slightly. But I then sat my exams. I think I had 2 English exams. My first English exam I came out of and I was like, I absolutely ruined that. Like, that did not go well at all because I hadn't revised any of the quotes or anything. Because it was, you had the book, but I didn't know where any of the quotes were. So that took me a really long time to sort of like find quotes and remember where quotes were and stuff like that. So that meant that I wasted time doing that, and I came out and I was like, that did not go well at all. So for the next exam, I then knew that I should remember some quotes, and I memorised quotes that I knew would be like applicable to a lot of the different questions I could be answering. So that helped massively in the second exam, and I felt like the second exam went a lot better, but I still wasn't 100% sure. And then for biology, I remember them going okay. Like biology, I had really intensely revised and I used flashcards, and I made a flashcard for every single specification point, and then I memorised them completely. Like I knew every single flashcard. And then I think I did maybe like 1 or 2 practice papers, which didn't go amazingly, like at all really. They didn't go very well. And then I sat the exams and I thought that they went okay. And then for theatre, we only had 1 3-hour exam, I believe, and I thought I had smashed that because in my mock I had gotten an A, and that definitely went better. Like I hadn't revised for my mock, and I was sure that I had done better in this real exam for theatre. So roll around results day, and I think I drove down on my own and I went in to get my results. I was really hoping for A star AA. I probably thought that I might have got triple A. Maybe I thought I could get AAB. I wasn't really sure. Honestly, like I never think I've performed well in exams. I really don't ever think I've performed well in exams. I always come away from them thinking I've ruined them or like not done well at all. So I went in and I opened my results and I got A star A, B. Now, what did I get this in? So I got an A star in biology, which I was absolutely chuffed about, and proved my teacher wrong, so that was an upside. And then I got an A in English Lit, which was really good. I was happy about that. I think my teacher thought that I was able to get an A. And then I got a B in theatre, which was my safe subject. Like I should have got an A in that. I took theatre because I thought I would be able to perform well in it, and I got a B, and I was really confused because I got an A in my practical and I got an A in my mock, and I was easily supposed to get an A. Fast forward a little bit and then I find out that no one in my year that took theatre got higher than a B. So all the people that predicted A stars, all the people that performed amazingly, that were predicted A's and A stars, and basically we had some amazing actors in my year and they all got B's or below, and my practical had been moderated down from what my teacher had given me. So I got mine remoderated, my paper, and my mark didn't go up, and as a whole year they put our marks forward to be remoderated and nothing happened. So basically it was a failing of our department. Like there's no other explanation, because at other schools they got A's and A stars across the country on the same exam board, and we just didn't get any, like in our class, and we were all predicted A's and A stars and no one got them. We all got B's or below. There was something that they didn't teach us, or they weren't teaching us right, or they were marking us far too highly. I would like to have gone to Bristol to study law, which was A star AA in the time that I was applying, so I wasn't able to do that. Yeah, and I think people missed out on their universities because of it. So that was a big failing, and that wasn't really within our control, and I was upset. I was quite upset. They're not bad results, and I do know that, and your results don't define you and you can still do well, but I was really disappointed that I'd gotten a B. And yeah, I mean, that was that. I could have retaken, but I didn't think that with the same teachers in the same department I was going to get a better grade, so I didn't really see the point. I didn't want to go back into school to act again. Like, I really didn't want to do that. But if I could go back, I would have taken another subject. I would have done a more academic subject that I know I could have done better in and would have had more control over my results. So it wasn't ideal. It wasn't what I had hoped to get. It wasn't necessarily what I think I deserved, really. But all of that being said, there is a positive message that comes out of this. No matter what your results don't define you, and I'm still trying to teach myself that now. Like, I find it really, really difficult to not fixate on my results and see them as like a measure of my self-worth, but I know they're not, and I can tell that to other people. I've just got to teach myself that. And no matter how wrong things go, and this is an example which may be a little bit reassuring to some of you, I really hope, that everything hopefully should work out okay, because now I'm happy at Exeter, I'm doing well at Exeter, and that change of my path wasn't the be all and end all, and I really hope that it will all be sorted for all of these students this year. But hopefully this has reassured you a little bit, and if it hasn't, I mean, I'm not trying to equate the two situations. Please feel free to get in touch with me, as I've said before, and I will try and assist you in some way if I can. Also, getting through the last year of sixth form in the middle of a pandemic, well done you. And also don't forget to congratulate yourself for all of the hard work and everything that you've put in, and hopefully your future won't be affected too much and you will find a good path to go down. I hope this video has been somewhat interesting for you, a little bit reassuring if possible. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel to support the channel. I will link down below other videos about my first year experience, my freshers guide for Exeter, my first year law experience at Exeter, because that should hopefully answer a lot of those questions if you have any related to that. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next video.